Parliament today we're talking about pet peeves, those little irritating, annoying things that other people do to us and we do to them. Katie, let's start off with you. What do people do that just irks you, completely irks you?
Well, they might seem as though they are little things to people, but for me, they are big things. And I think I started maybe when I was younger, I had two things that I had pet peeves on.
Yeah.
But now I'm sitting at probably 200 things. And I think
I saw your list.
And I think as we get older, it does get longer. And it's really about, what is it that grinds your gears, that might seem irrational to some people that you're making a big deal, but for me it just makes like sense. Like, how could you walk with your shoes in my house? So how could you not understand that? So for me it might make sense, but for other people it doesn't make sense.
Look, I do know that when I get to your house I need to take my shoes off before I enter.
Yes, exactly, because that's a pet peeve. Having shoes in my house is a pet peeve for me. So for me it's really about understanding what is a pet peeve and what is basic etiquette.
Okay, my friend, educate us.
Because I think, eating with your mouth open and grounding loudly, it's just etiquette, like you go and fix. I have a friend that she knows that I look at her and I'm like, I can't believe you just, she's like, well, just don't mind me, I don't know how to chew. And I was like, can you go and learn to chew?
No, my son used to chew like that. Kenan used to do that chewing, remember?
Yes.
And Kenan would say, oh man, you guys want to be too fancy.
Yes.
So now Caro does the same thing. You not chewing, but I mean, whenever you don't like something, she'll say, you guys want to be too fancy.
But it does irk me because in my ear it feels like it's sensitive.
And it sounds so loud.
It does, and it's like, so it's basic etiquette, and I think that's what we need to know.
Are you telling me my son didn't have etiquette?
Well, sometimes he did.
I love that.
Sometimes he did. But I mean, of course, we're just trying to say that those are the things we tried when we were little to fix them, and they did what they wanted to.
We were good parents.
Yeah, we were good parents. But I think it's like I said, texting during a meal might have been okay a couple of years ago, but now it's just basic manners. So it might be a peeve, but it's do not text while you are in, or ask the person that you're sitting there and say, is it okay if I send this text back because it's urgent? And I think that for me is taking phone calls in a public space, like loudly. FaceTiming without earphones. And then that person can't really, sorry, I can't hear you. Put freaking earphones on. And I think that is what. And I just, as I said that, throat clearing. And just like those coughing loud noises, I know, it's just insane.
You don't have to finish the whole list now.
One of the pet peeves, can you stop it, because that's now, one of the pet peeves that I hate is that when people say, we are pregnant. I mean, only one person has a uterus between the two of you. How does it that we are pregnant? I have to say to them, sorry, who's we? Because that's what I think, and I think that's what
annoyed me. I kind of thought it was cute.
Does.
But okay, it annoys you?
It's cute. Like only one person has a uterus?
No, but come on, I want to hear it. It irritates the hell out of you.
It does. When they were like, we are pregnant. I'm like, what do you mean?
And then they have that picture with a woman and the guy's hand just on the tummy.
That just grinds my gears.
No, it doesn't. I love it. I think it's super cute. It's so romantic.
Well, it isn't for me.
I think it's cute.
Okay, so you go.
Should I go with one? Now this might be a little thing for other people, but for me, my friend, you know this about me. Your phone goes ping, and you look at it, and it says, hi, and are you waiting? And you're waiting. I don't answer.
Yeah, because
why are you not stating your case? Why don't you talk to me? Hi.
Hi what? Hi up there?
You will never get an answer from me.
I know. And I know those DMs as well.
That?
Hi.
But what is that?
I don't know. You should say
low. If I go to because if I show you my messages, you'll find those people.
Are these people you know?
Sometimes it is, sometimes not. But the thing is, even more so if it's somebody that you don't know. So they say hi. Now I'll show you, and there's a whole list of hi, last week, next month.
Maybe they need
When
help
are you
with
gonna?
their
When are you gonna realize
their
I'm never gonna
dictionary.
answer you?
Maybe you could just help them and say low, because the opposite of high is low.
Katie, that's the most. That is probably my top of annoyances. I will just block you, like literally.
Okay, I will
Anyway.
not say. Well, I say full sentences.
Wait,
So
you've had more than one.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Expressing your uninformed opinion, and this is a social media thing.
Mind your business.
Mind your business. I mean, I love it when people have opinions, and you and me. I mean, we don't ever agree. No, we do, but
Well, we
a
agree
lot
on
of
some
times,
things, yeah.
a lot of times we don't agree, and we can appreciate each other's opinion. But the informed opinions, it's like when somebody comments on something that.
And these are people you don't know as well.
Yeah, but also you have no insight, you have no background, you have no information, but you're commenting. Pet peeve of mine. Okay, I won't be. I know you like to be in charge, so I'm gonna let you have more than me. Go.
Oh, well, okay. I've had like 5 pet peeves, 5 of those incidents, and I don't know whether. I think a pet peeve is something that the more it irritates you, the more you are going to experience it.
You're attracting it.
I am.
You think you attract?
You
think we attract?
I think we attract these pet peeves because I don't know what my luck is, but
So the universe is like responding
well,
to
I'm
the
going to
fact
show
that
you because you think you're bossy. I'm going to show you who's boss, and I'm going to have freaking people clip their nails in public on a plane. You know, I don't know why
word.
this year I had that.
Maybe not
touching you. Of course.
Because this is coming in later when we talk about the touching of hair
But
things.
why do you touch your hair?
No, I can leave that. It's for
Do you
later
need
on when
therapy
we
for
talk
that?
about the other stuff.
I could help you with that.
No, it's for later
Okay.
on.
So my one pet peeve that I know is when people say you look tired. I am 53 years old. I will be tired. My organs seem like they're 85.
I'm adopting that one too because it annoys the hell out of me. Because listen to me, babe.
I can't walk around with concealer all the time.
No, but even if you're not old or whatever, don't you just want to say something?
But
else?
why do you have to say?
No. But this is what I'm saying. Say something else. Say,
it's raining today.
Oh, can I get you a glass of water?
Yeah. I don't know. Or maybe
Anything.
Can I come and do some laundry at your house?
But
maybe.
like literally,
without a
the
shirt.
comment of you look tired, it just deflates your whole day.
I know. I that's a peeve when I literally
agree
it's
with
family. My mom does it the moment she sees me without makeup, and she would like, you look very tired. Are you not sleeping? You know, and if you do a little bit extra,
I can still take it from my mom. I think I can still take it from my mom, but like just
but people do
like,
that. Like, who are you in the middle of the road? Just literally says you look tired. That is a peeve because I really it creates this microaggression in me, and that I cannot stand that. Another thing that also annoys me is people that slow walk in a mall.
Oh no! I'm a marathon runner.
I need
a
to
marathon
get
walker,
to
so I know what you're talking
where
about.
I need to get. I am not here with my 5 children and a pram and a trolley and a husband that's carrying my bag. I need to get where I need to be.
My friend, I get you, but I'm gonna throw a but in here. You go to the mall to do business. Your things that you need to do. You go for your shopping. For other people, that's an outing.
But can they go to the park?
They want to go to the mall.
But why?
But they want to go to the mall because that's a form of entertainment. You see, we also have to understand, and I'm not saying, and this is my question.
But they're in my way.
Pet peeves are not necessarily something that we can always fix, obviously. I can understand the pet peeve because I have those pet peeves. When you're trying to walk in that mall and now
there's
there are
8 people in front of you.
Because now there are people whose heels are this high. No, not this high. I'm talking about this high. Or they have, for them, that is, Katie, where do you and I go for? That is their outing. For some people, it's their outing.
Is that an excursion for them?
It's an excursion and it's the outing. It's their Saturday morning entertainment, and that's what they do. And you know what? I'm not saying this in disrespect at all. I'm saying to you that we need to be understanding.
What? So I must just walk slowly
behind them? No, come on. If it doesn't mean you have to walk behind them. Remember.
So what do I do?
We're talking about Sandton City, Mall of Africa, Canal Walk, whatever we're going. These malls have wide walkways. You can just walk on the right-hand side of the slow people.
So I kind of have to navigate, I have to like navigate through that.
You can navigate through that.
Okay,
but you see what you're doing is you're speaking to the universe because now you're walking behind those slow people and you're like,
I mean, what about the airport? The plane's not going to wait for us while you're walking slow. I might be late. Maybe I should be a little bit early, but I need to get to the boarding gate. People are just merrily there 5 hours early and they're walking with their bags. Airports, slow drive. I mean, it's every day's not a Sunday. I drive like it's a crime scene. So I need to be
But
in
we're
the.
navigating. You yourself said early on, the universe, we're putting it out there. So if you were in Sandton City, where you had the opportunity to walk on the other side of the walkway or the
So it's
passage,
what you're saying is it's
wait.
choices we're
No,
making.
I'm saying you are now attracting it. You said it yourself. You're attracting it. So when you get to the airport, the universe says, oh, you didn't get up early to be on time. So now you want to rush. Okay, you were doing that in Sandton City. Okay, now.
So the next time I'm in a queue and I need to let someone in ahead of me, I'm going to think that next time, can you just get up a little bit early? So yeah, okay, okay.
No, I hear you. I'm
So
just teasing you.
another thing
I
that
hear you.
another thing that is a peeve for me is when a guy thinks he's flirting and he actually sounds creepy.
Oh my word.
That is just a pet peeve.
Can tell us about. I'm trying to think about. I can't remember. I mean, it's been so long for me. I mean, somebody hasn't flirted with me in a very long time. But you've had those experiences. What kind of things are we talking about? I wish somebody can just flirt with me.
No, I think some of them come about a little bit
No, but
creepy.
not in a creepy way. Not in a creepy way. Okay, tell us, creepy.
I would think, it's not, gone are the days where somebody just would ask you for your phone number or something. You just come up with some good pickup lines. They would come, a guy would come up and it's like, you look like you're not somebody's wife. Could you be a mistress? Or, and they think it's funny. It sounds a
And
little
it's
bit
not
creepy.
funny.
It's kind of
No.
like, I feel that it's just not what I'm comfortable with. A traffic cop the other day stopped me over, asked me for my license, and then
Oh, you told me this story.
before
Yeah.
I know I was annoyed because before he gives me my license back, first of all he's like, "Did you drink?" I was like, "No, I don't drink," and then he's like, "Could you buy me a cup of coffee?" I mean, that was just creepy. Like in my face, "Do you want to buy me a cup of coffee?" And I'm like, and I'm trying to be, that was really creepy. And somebody said to me, "Oh, but if it was a random guy, would you have, said, oh, I'll buy you a coffee?" And I was like, no, I felt unsafe.
Yeah.
That he would at 9:30 in the night ask me. So it is. I for me,
Pet
it's like,
peeves, yeah.
just there's a that borders that.
Yeah.
And also on that, random people calling me darling and honey.
No.
Amen.
No, not. This is my
Like,
my dear. Darling and honey.
no, I can't.
So
I
for me,
cannot.
it's not
in a
even about
Woolworths
men.
queue and somebody says, "Oh, darling, don't you want to just get?" Who the fuck are you?
For me, whether it's male, female, whatever it is, my dear. And now, one lady that kind of comes in twice a week to me, she is the sweetest. I love her so much, and I haven't told her that I don't like that because I don't want to hurt her feelings. But she calls me my dear the whole thing, and I think the universe has sent it to my house to cure me from the my dear thing, because I promise you, I will tell people, whatever you do, just don't call me my dear. I don't know why, but she has now arrived and she's the most amazing human being. And I can't tell her, don't call me my dear, because I can see that it's just something she does with so much love.
But I also
But
think
I hate it.
But I know, but it's also, I think it's all the buzzwords at that time, because a couple of years ago, what used to annoy me is people used to say doll.
Oh, yes.
Doll.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is doll? Like, I mean, how dare you, doll.
Yeah.
And I think it's just sounded like in a car and, car and
Yeah.
voice kind of
Yeah.
thing. So yes, I that annoys me.
So where are we going with this? So we're talking about, I mean,
We're talking about what irks us. Like, and I think
but I mean, we also want to kind of, what I want to leave with is like, how is there something we want to do with the pet peeve, our own pet peeves, or do we just want to kind of express it and say, listen, I'm just going to live with it, this is my thing,
Yeah, well,
I just don't like it, or do you think there's something that we can just talk about in terms of, is there a way to deal with our pet peeves? Is there a way to make it easier for us to to manage them, like
So-
like stress management, pet peeve management.
Microaggression, micro stressing.
Pet
I
peeve
think it's really
management.
well. I think it's like sometimes you've got to pretend like it doesn't bother you.
Yeah.
So you kind of got to let it go. Sometimes you got to talk about it, and like if you
Do you
want.
address it with people?
Yes, I do. It irks me, and I
Your
do.
pet peeves that you have with them.
Yes, I do.
You address it with them.
A simple thing is like if you want to make me a cup of tea, I know it comes from a good place in your heart, but rather give me the water and the tea bag. Let a pet peeve is weak tea. It's like so. Just give me the water and the tea bag. So so that's what I say. Is give me the water, give me the tea bags.
Yeah.
So I've learned.
So couldn't you just say, just leave the tea bag in the cup or something?
Sometimes they take the tea bag out.
Okay,
It's like it's a pet
yeah.
peeve. So yes, I guess it's really you got to pretend, but addressing some things I think are equally important because some people that you end up. I mean, if it's a random stranger, you're never going to see the stranger, and you just like walk away, move out of my way, and that's okay. But if you're going to keep seeing somebody, I think it's you've got to address it, and I think it's extremely important that you address it.
When it affects your life on a more regular basis.
Well, if it affects your mental health,
Yes.
because I think for me,
Peeves, pet peeves affect our mental health.
it
Do you
does
think
affect
so?
our. If you have OCD, it does affect.
Look, okay. So I think, okay, you're right. So in a let's go to a relationship situation where now, if you're lucky enough for somebody to be living with you or not lucky enough to be. So in those situations, if you have pet peeves with your partner, right? Either way, I think you have to address it because now it can actually
Make or
affect your
break a
sanity.
relationship.
Okay.
So I think recently, the best is have 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms.
Talking about that. Okay, first finish. You see, interrupting is my thing. Talk about 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms because I want to get to those 2 basins, whether it's 1 or 2, and the things you leave in those basins.
Yes,
Is that where you're going?
Yes.
Okay.
So I just think is that if you're going to use the bathroom, and if you're going to brush your teeth, can you just clean up the sink?
That's my.
Does that also annoy you?
That's actually on my list.
Toothpaste in the sink.
Toothpaste in the sink. I mean, who leaves toothpaste in the sink?
I mean, there's wet wipes there. Could you just like wipe it
But
out?
it's not even just the toothpaste. Okay, now this is a big. Maybe I'm OCD in my. I'm not OCD because I'm quite messy, but I can be very untidy, and it's okay because it's my space. But when it comes to a communal space like a bathroom, I promise you, it's not even just the toothpaste. It's like don't leave a hair.
Yeah.
Don't leave a strand of
And
hair
it's the
there.
toilet. And it's the toilet as well.
Yeah, but don't leave a strand of hair there, and don't leave. Take something. I keep a cloth in my bathroom for wiping. So you make sure the mirror is nice and shiny. There's no watermarks there.
Splashes.
And I don't want a wet sink. So whether it's your sink or my sink, or whether we are at a hotel or at home, I don't want to stand here and look across there and your side is messy either.
True. So I think pet peeves in general, when it's strangers, it's different. You can let it go. When it's family or relationships, I think you have to address it because for me, I think it builds up and then it builds also resentment. So I think pet peeves in general is in our older age, as much as the numbers are going up, I think we have to think about it as a concern and rather fix it because otherwise we're going to have stroke and heart attack. I mean, I just see a cup lying there and I'm thinking, does it not bother anybody? I see a pair of shoe lying, I'm like, does it not bother anybody? And I think those are the things we have to separate. The fact is what you can control, what you can't control.
Okay.
And then of course, get the peeves into pleasure. Change
Get
it
the
from pet
peeves
peeves
into
pet pleasures.
You
And
know,
then
I
maybe
wanna,
it's fun.
and then maybe it can be a lot of fun. But there's one more I want to, because I think this one is important. This is probably one where I would talk to people because I find it disrespectful. So if I'm out with somebody to dinner or to lunch or wherever, and it's the interaction with the waiter or the waitresses, people who would kind of like, excuse me. I can't stand that.
So how would they get the attention? Do you wave?
I don't know. Like,
I'm just trying to think. No, people.
no, I don't.
Glammy.
It's the clicking
Okay,
sound.
the clicking is the problem, but you have to wave to get somebody's
No,
attention.
that's fine. It's like, hi. But it's that thing, excuse me. I
Yeah.
hate it.
Look, I do
hate
wave.
it.
I'm like, hello, I'm here. Because
Yeah.
like sometimes 3 minutes later, 5 minutes later, nobody's
Yeah.
nobody's acknowledging you.
It's
But
I
I don't.
guess, you know what
Yeah.
it is, and maybe it's not even the clicking. I think when it comes across as condescending, it's
Yeah.
almost, I can't, that is one thing I can't stand.
So pet peeves currently, is car guards to me. They just all over. I mean, Trudy and I were at dinner the other night, and it was like near close to midnight, and the three of us are talking, and the car
Before we
guard,
get into our cars,
and he just wouldn't leave,
and he stands right there.
he stands right there, and we were like, we're having a conversation, and sometimes we could have a conversation 20 minutes in the car park, but he would not leave.
He was standing right there, so like he was part of the conversation. I hear what you're saying.
And it was 10 meters from the restaurant. So those are the things I feel very intrusive, like car guards are just always in my way. But guess what? They're in your way. But when you come back and say, why was this trolley lying here? No, ma'am, I don't know. Or somebody banged my car. No, ma'am, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I think that for me
so
is
we
the
pay,
reason why.
but actually,
But when you,
are you really?
yeah. When you have to be
doing-
accountable for something, then
Yeah.
it's like, oops, sorry, I didn't see anything. So they do irk me. So, I mean, there's a whole list of pet peeves.
we
and
can
I
go
think
on
we
and
can
on
go
and
on
on
and on and on. And I think it's just like a working. What you can control, what you can't control. Yeah, so I think we let our audience know a lot more about what annoys us, what irks us, was grind our gears.
Grind our gears.
And then next time we probably will add in another 5, because I'm sure there'll be 5 new
Yeah.
things that will irritate us.
Yeah.
Because we are getting older. So I guess we're allowed to be unapologetic about.
Exactly. And I think age for me, and I mean, this is actually true. Age, as you get older, I think you are in many respects, you are more, what is it, more patient. But there are other places where you're just, your patience are very thin.
So for me, my tolerant levels.
Tolerance,
I have zero tolerance as I'm getting older.
I love this conversation. Now that we've spoken about our pet peeves, let's talk a little bit about what other people might find annoying about us. Yeah? Are you ready?
I think there's a long list there.
So let me start with the one that's really obvious about me. And I think even when we do all our podcast recordings and we have conversations over lunch, I do this all the time. I speak over people and I interrupt. And I think people find that really annoying. I know my kids do. I know my friends do. I know you do. I think you find it very annoying when I do that, but you're literally the same.
No, I know that's a pet peeve. I talk over people, but I don't think in a social setting.
Yeah.
I think more on a professional level, I talk over people because I also realize that there's just a time constraint on certain things, and people, like, we need to get through things, and I have to step in. Well, not I have to. I want to step in and just like bring back the conversation. So I won't talk over people in a social setting.
Okay.
Because we have the luxury of time.
Yeah.
But when it comes to timing, I am a stickler for that.
Like
and I know it does bug people. It bugs people in my office.
Yeah.
It does bug clients sometimes because I'm like, I'm not here to talk about, children or whether we had a bad day, whatever. Let's just email each other, if we need to talk. But I really feel that me talking over people is purely because I want people to get through what they need to say with the allocated time. So that is what I think I annoy people with. I annoy people with the fact that I am controlling. When you come from broadcasting, when you come from a media space, you become a director. You become when you're a director and a producer, all of a sudden everything else seems bossy, but it's really about giving direction and leading. So I think when people think I'm a bit bossy, I mean, that's of course a pet peeve that they think. I tend to take, I was like, I make fun of it, and I'm like, I'm not really trying to boss you guys here, but I'm
bossing you.
But I'm kind of bossing you, kind of thing. But yeah, so that's that I know is a thing. So talk too much, be bossy, a bit controlling.
I hear you. You see, that's...
There you go. And so my pet peeve with you is that you touch your hair a lot.
And my face. Okay, let's
and
go
I
to
have
the
to
hair,
remind
because
you.
as I'm doing it.
I have an issue with you because you have not a
constantly-
lot of hair, and then you keep like touching it, which means you're going to lose more hair.
You constantly tell me, stop touching your hair, stop touching your face. The list that I wrote in terms of what other people's pet peeves with me would be, it's all about things like touching my hair, maybe a lot of, kind of what are these things called? Movements and hand movements
gestures.
and gestures. I want to tell you the story about, I don't know if I've told you this before, but a couple of years back, I was on,
Oh, yes.
back then it was
With Nolene.
With Nolene.
Yes, yes. I
Tea
remember
Talk with
watching
Nolene.
that, actually.
Yeah, so, but let me tell it for the audience's benefit. And it was a Mother's Day insert with Kiernan and myself, and I was, it was fun, and we were laughing and everything. And so I'm going to frame this as a pet peeve maybe that somebody else had with me, and maybe other people have that too. Afterwards, in the comments, there was this one lady that was going on and on about my laughing and the volume of it and how loud it was and how unfeminine it was and how unladylike it was and all of this. And I thought,
so you're laughing like a hyena.
I must have been laughing like a hyena. Anyway, so I think that could be because I know, and you see there again, I would touch, I would do that. But I think I am naturally a very expressive kind of person in the way I laugh, in the way I speak. And many people have told me before, even my family members would say, I would start off like, hi, Katie, how's it going? Yes, oh my word, yes, I am, and it goes louder and louder.
So you get into a higher picture.
I get, the more excitable I'm getting, the more exciting the conversation is getting. I can't.
But you're getting older now. It has to change.
But you see, does it have to change?
It does have to change.
But why?
Because then your pitch is too high, and then apparently I heard this.
For whom?
Well, I heard for whom. So I've heard this. So I've heard this. Is that as women, when we have our high pitches, men do not listen. So they just they kind of close up. So if we want the guy to listen, because we want them, we need them, we have to have them.
I'll go for the one that takes me with my high pitch.
Your high pitches. Yeah. But apparently the higher pitches they close off. They don't listen. So.
I don't know.
Apparently. So
but you know what, then you must close off. No, you see the thing for me is I think, and this is I think the framing of pet peeves, and that's where the question comes from. Is it about having to change something, or is it just that certain things just don't work for certain people? So the things that might be annoying for me about you doesn't necessarily mean you need to change that. It just means it doesn't work for me, but so what?
I think some of them have to change.
Some of them.
Okay, so if you're talking about chewing loudly, if I'm somebody that chews loudly, and
because
that's
I know that's a pet peeve.
That's a pet peeve. I'm like, people. I look at people in their faces when they're chewing.
You're going off because
but what I'm saying is that those are the things that you can't change, but you can talk about it. The things that I can change is like the tone of my voice. So yes, so for me, a pet peeve for people might be that I, sound a bit, bossy or very firm in what I don't apologize for knowing what I want, but I've also learned that I need to change my tone, maybe that it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. And I think that might come across a bit better. And I'm beginning to learn to change my tone, and it's a conscious thing. And I think that's what you and I also talk about, is the stuff that bothers us is that I always accuse you of you don't listen. Listen. You're like, but Katie, listen. And I'm like, just take a moment, because a lot of things are happening here, and then it annoys me because if you can just stop this, you'll be able to focus a little bit. So I've got to literally, I'd put my hand on you and say, Lynn, listen. I got to bring you back down, because you do. And then you ruffle your hair, and I'm like, you don't have hair. So look, there are a few things, of course.
Did you hear that laugh?
There you go. I mean, can you just stop? Can you laugh like a lady?
This is Lynn Forbes. Listen, this is me. Okay, the other one, let me go on to this one, because I think this one is...
You got to change some things, girl.
But this one, okay. In fact, just the fact that you said that right now. So the next one says, I don't take advice easily, especially if I'm decided about what I want to do and what I am about. So...
Okay,
so I think sometimes people find that annoying, because people will give me advice about something, and it's not that I don't, so it's clear, it's not that I don't take advice well. I think there are instances in my life where I really appreciate advice, and I'm just joking about this now, I'm just joking, but there are times in my life where there are certain things in my life where I'm very clear about what is my standing on this, where do I stand with this, what are my convictions about certain things? And in certain instances, I'm not movable. Okay. And then I don't take advice very easily. And I think that sometimes annoys people because like, you don't want to listen. We told you not to. And I'm thinking, and I find this a lot in my friendships, especially when it comes to relationship. I know my other friend Shalene will probably nod her head right now and say, like, I know exactly what she's talking about. I've warned her against this and that, and not
You
doing
don't
that and not
listen.
doing that. And she would just do it. And Shalene is a psychologist, and she's probably thinking, I'm trying, even on a professional level, I'm trying, and I'm feeling, I hear you, my friend, and I love you, and I know you're professional, but this is what I want to do. Now, if I get hurt, I'll deal with it. So there are certain places where I feel like you can't protect me, but I think people do get annoyed by that when it comes to me.
So, Lynn, now that we know what what annoys other people about us, would you consciously change it?
Give me an example.
Your hair. I've been telling you this for years, and you have no hair.
When we launched the podcast, somebody said to me, afterwards, you need to be aware of how much you touch your hair, and it wasn't you. And I actually did consciously try in subsequent recordings or whenever I'm just talking to people. But the other day I spoke to Sharon, and the other day at the Spotify event, I spoke to Sharon and I said, oh my gosh, today I need to be very conscious about my hair. And she said to me, you know what, Lynn? Touching your hair is who you are. That is who you are.
Well, Sharon has very little hair.
No, but it changed my mind then. I thought, she's right. Touching my hair, touching my face, being animated with my hands and all of that is part of what makes Lynn Lynn. And I don't think, so I'm not saying there are other things I wouldn't, but I think I will look at things and say, is this something that I believe will add to me as a person and my character and my personality? I think touching my hair, if they all fall out, it's my hair. I'll touch my hair.
But then you're going to complain to me about your hair.
It's my hair, it's fine.
But you're going to complain to me about your hair.
If it all falls out, it's fine. I can go for
Well, this
PRP.
is why she's going to tell me mind your own beeswax.
Thank you, Katie. It was a lovely conversation.
Mind your own beeswax, Katie. Now that was a hoot. When you find out what you do that annoys other people and what other people do that annoy you, do you make changes or do you just say mind your own business? Catch us next time.